Welcome to Tehachapi, the City of Tehachapi's podcast, where we share conversations with local leaders, business owners, and community members. Don't miss an episode. Be sure to follow and subscribe to learn something new and discover ways to get involved in our community.
Hello and welcome back to Tehachapi. Maya Acosta joined by Bailey Damian today.
Hello.
Hey Bailey, how's it going?
Good, how are you guys?
Good. And Bailey, we are joined by Kyle Yates today, our Service Center Coordinator with the Salvation Army. So Kyle, thanks for joining us, and how's it going today?
Of course, yeah. Thank you for having me on. Pleasure to be here, and I'm doing great.
Good deal. So we are going to talk all things Salvation Army. You guys offer a ton of resources and programs and activities for our community. So if people don't know, I mean, most communities have a Salvation Army or like a branch of a Salvation Army, right?
Sure.
What is the mission of the Salvation Army?
Yeah. Our mission's pretty straightforward. It's to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ and to meet human need in his name without discrimination. And I want to say I feel like we do a pretty good job doing that here in Tehachapi. Most people are surprised when they walk in through our doors expecting a thrift store and then instead see food or, 30 high school kids running around. And they go, oh, this is not a thrift store. And so I have to remind them, no, not a thrift store. And, appreciate you guys stopping by, though, and always happy to give the pitch of what we do and the services we offer. But yeah, we are a service extension unit. So we're kind of a branch off of the Salvation Army Church. So we don't have church services at our location, but we have all the different social services aspects of that.
Oh, nice.
Same as a church, yeah.
Yeah, and okay, you mentioned the thrift store, which I know I'm a big thrifter, and there are in like bigger cities that the thrift store is a way to support the programs and whatnot the Salvation Army puts on, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So here, you guys are reliant on, the bigger corporation or organization of the Salvation Army, right? And our community.
Yes.
So what are some of the ways, just kind of at large, I definitely want to get into some of the programs that you guys offer, but how can the community show their support and help the programs that you guys have going on?
Absolutely. We rely on, community support. So that can look like volunteering with us. It could look like financial support. That's a big one. All the programs that we run have some sort of cost to it. Even if it's minimal cost, there's still a cost to it. So definitely financial support is a big one. Community partnerships are huge. We couldn't do what we do without the support of other organizations and churches in the community come alongside us and be like, hey, for example, for our back to school drive this year, the Lions Club came alongside us and said, hey, we want to purchase school supplies for you guys. And so they bought school supplies for our back to school program. And so we couldn't do, the services that we do without partnerships like that. So that really helps extend our reach of how many people we can help when other people come alongside us and say, hey, what can we do to support you guys?
Yeah, it's super important to have those community partnerships. I mean, we even see that at the city level. We rely so heavily on our community partners, whether it's Parks and Rec or just our various other entities within Tehachapi to help make these things happen. And you guys are one of the same. So with some of these programs that you guys offer, can we talk kind of in detail about what those programs are and who can benefit from them?
Yeah. So primarily we're a food pantry. That's our biggest function, I would say, alongside the after school program. Really for that program, anyone can benefit. I want to welcome people like, hey, if you're struggling with groceries, because groceries are expensive, and I think that's something that kind of affects everyone, across the board, come on by our program. We have our Fresh Rescue program that we do in collaboration with CapK. So we have volunteers who go and pick up from the different stores here in Tehachapi, and they pick up the different food and produce items that the store, it's still good, but they can't quite sell it, but it's not expired yet. So, we pick up from Albertsons, Walmart, Save Mart, Dollar General. We even pick up from McDonald's. So we have those locations we pick up from. We bring the food back to our center. Anything that is not good, we actually sort through those, put that stuff aside. For Healing Hearts Animal Sanctuary, they actually come and pick up the produce that's no good, so they can actually feed their pigs and goats and stuff. So even the stuff that gets, thrown away, so to say, actually doesn't get thrown away. It actually gets put to good use.
And then for the after school program, is it only to elementary to high school, or because I know you have Saracosa right there?
Yeah, so it's junior high and high school age.
Oh, okay.
So 6th through 12th grade is for that program.
Okay.
Totally free. We don't charge parents anything for that program. Kids are able to come by, check it out. They just fill out a simple packet to agree to our rules, and we provide snacks, and we have a great space back there for them to come and hang out. We just recently renovated our computer lab for them, so we have computers back there for them to do creative things on there. We have a 3D printer, which they love. They've been printing
cool.
stuff every week with that. So really just kind of providing that space for them to do homework and to kind of like get their hands on with different technology, including, things like, hey, how will we do a podcast? And, oh, here's some microphones. Let's try it. And so trying to kind of spur them on in different creative directions and providing that equipment they may not have at home.
That's
and
great.
it's more than just what you can do with the phone. Hey, there's so much more you can do out there, with a computer and a microphone and a camera. So trying to really encourage that.
Yeah. How many kids do you normally see at the program?
We get anywhere from 30 to 50
Oh, wow.
kids a day.
Dang.
And that's, some kids come a couple times a week, some kids come every day. So out of our pool of kids that come to the program, we have probably about 150 or so different kids that
That's a
come
lot.
on a somewhat regular basis.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And it really is such a great opportunity for kids kind of in that in-between time. Like I was telling you before, my brother went, and it was just because, well, one, it was a great way for him to get out and socialize some more, hang out with some of, his friends from school. But also the in-between when my parents were still at work and needed a couple hours until they could go pick him up once they were done with work. So that fills that gap that is really important it's childcare, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And especially for those kids too who aren't maybe in a sport
Yeah.
or they don't have an after school club or, function that they're part of. Okay, where are we going to go? What are we going to do? And summertime, beginning of the school year and the end of the school year, the weather's nice. So maybe they'll go, skate around the town or whatever. But especially in the winter months when the weather is bad, if you're a junior high kid and you're like, I don't want to walk home and when it's bad weather. So it's a great spot for kids to come hang out and then just be able to provide that safe, guarded space for those kids to come hang out, just to be, right? Kind of no expectations, no pressure. And a lot of kids just kind of need that break. They need that break between school life and their home life. And they just kind of need to decompress a little bit. And I feel like we do a good job providing that space for them to come and hang out.
What are the hours?
2 to 5 o'clock, Monday
Okay.
through Friday.
Good deal. Yeah, it's a great program. And like you said, so many kids in the community are able to take advantage of that. So you'd mentioned too that you guys did a back to school drive. So that helped give backpacks to kids, right?
Yes, brand new backpacks and school supplies, and we handed out clothing as well. We always do clothing when we do that. So we asked the community, hey, now we're going to take your gently used and new clothing that you want to get rid of, and we're going to be able to provide a shopping experience for kids to come in and get clothes for back to school
That's
and
great.
not have to pay for it. And so for this year, we served 100 families, local families here in Tehachapi, and we handed out 280 backpacks
Oh,
to
wow.
kids.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's awesome.
they really got to take advantage of that. And, it's nice to go into the school year with just, a new backpack and some new clothing. And
Yeah.
we actually had a lot of clothing that we received from Walmart, brand new clothing,
Oh, cool.
shoes, and different merchandise and things like that.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was able to great, thing for kids to come in and look and be like, wow, these shoes are brand new. This is great. I can wear these. And it's nice to have that going into the school year.
So do you take donations from other community members? Let's say if I had a backpack unused, I can come drop it off anytime, or how does that work?
Sure. We typically don't take a lot of donations like that, but if you're like, hey, I have a backpack, I don't really need it. Yeah, we'll take it. We'll find a kid who can use it. For most item donations, we try to refer other people to the other thrift stores, Sharing and Caring or the Guild. Goodwill's coming to town, so that will be
Yes.
kind of a nice benefit too for those folks looking to donate. Because I understand that heart too. You want to donate your stuff, you want to see it to get put to good use. But with our building space, we just don't have the capacity to be able to take in item donations and run our food programs and the after school program. So
Right.
sometimes it's hard to say no, but most people are understanding with that.
But then one opportunity for folks to donate now, right, is the coat drive that you guys have going on.
Yes. So we are taking new and gently used coat donations. So if you have coats, jackets, sweaters, winter wear, we will take that. We are doing a coat giveaway on Saturday, November 1st from 9 to 11 there at our office on Tehachapi Boulevard. Anyone can come take advantage of that program if they're needing coats for the winter for their kids or for themselves. Primary age range of coats that we will need will be youth and children's sizes.
Okay.
We typically get a lot of adult coats because that's very easy for people to donate that. But the children coats is what we desperately need for that age group. So
Yeah.
if you get any kids coats, we'll happily take those.
And is the only drop-off area at your office, or do you have multiple? around town? Or?
Currently just our office,
Okay.
though Rotary is also collecting coats for us. So if you happen to go to a Rotary meeting or if you know someone from Rotary, I'm sure they would be more than happy to take those
Nice.
as well.
Awesome. And we know the holiday season is very quickly approaching, and it's the time of year where people really go above and beyond to donate or give their time, volunteer, support those in need. So, what are some of the either programs or events that you have coming up, or in ways that people can support those to ensure that all of our Tehachapi families have a great holiday season?
Yes. So Christmas, you can't have Christmas without the Salvation Army, right?
Yeah.
It's been around since the inception of the Salvation Army in the 1800s. So we have a couple of different programs that we do. We have our Angel Tree program, which is the Christmas gift programs that we do for children in our community. And it's only for kids in our community, the greater Tehachapi area. And so families in need can come to our office in the beginning of November to sign up for that. There's different documentation that we require for them to bring in to make sure that everything is accounted for. But families sign up to get Christmas gifts for their kids. And so the community comes together in a huge way, and they go shopping for those kids. They get the angel tags either from our office or from Walmart. Last year, Walmart had set up 2 trees for us in their lobby as you entered in, and you're able to take a tag and go shopping for a kid. And you could drop the items off there at Walmart or bring it back to our office. And we'll be looking to do that again this year with Walmart. So that's a huge program there, able to provide Christmas for kids in need. Last year, we had served 470 children
Wow.
in our community
Oh my
through that
gosh.
program. And the community had purchased over $33,000 worth of toys
That's
Wow.
crazy.
for those kids in our program. So definitely meets a huge need. It's a huge blessing to be able to have the community come together and just bless those kids and just be like, hey, life is hard, but we want to make sure you've got a good Christmas. And that's one less thing for those parents to worry about. We also have our biggest fundraiser that we do, our bell ringing. You see us at the stores, our ringers out there ringing away. And every dollar and cent that is raised in those kettles stays right here in Tehachapi. All that money goes right back into funding our programs, helping to fund the after school program, helping to fund the different social services that we do here in Tehachapi. So it all stays here, and it supports what we do, and it allows us to serve more families. It allows us to do things like purchase backpacks for the back to school drive, brand new backpacks for kids. It allows us to send kids to summer camp each year. This past year we sent about 8 kids up to summer camp in Santa Cruz. And that's a cost that we don't charge parents because we know that's expensive, right? It's
Yeah.
expensive to send your kids to camp. And so I said, hey, we've got this covered, but the money that's raised throughout the year goes into programs like that. So really, it all just goes back to the community to serve them in different ways, the kids and the adults too through our social service program. So we'll begin to do bell ringing. We're looking to start probably about mid-November. Don't have an exact date yet, but look out for our announcement on Facebook for that. We will be announcing that here pretty soon. But I encourage people, one way they can help out is by signing up to bell ring. Once we have those dates set, you can go to registertoring.com, enter in Tehachapi zip code, and you'll be able to select a time and shift at one of the stores. And it's a great way to spend a couple of hours and just serve your community. It's fun. It's festive. You can make it a Christmas tradition. It's great for the kids to be able to, hey, we're going to volunteer in a very simple way, but we know that this money is going to be helping local families here in need. So I encourage people, if they want to volunteer, to sign up for that. If they can't, hey, we'll happily take any financial donations too. If you just want to write a check, that's perfectly fine too. But just know that everything stays here locally and it goes back into supporting the programs that we serve people. So
That's great because I didn't even know it stayed local. So I think it really initiates people to just want to donate or want to volunteer.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah, it's a simple way that you can give a little bit of your time for a great cause. And the Salvation Army does so much, especially over the holiday season. My grandma has worked for the Salvation Army forever. So back home in Kansas, we got to do all of the big community drives, whether it was during Thanksgiving and delivering turkeys to people or Christmas. It was a big ordeal because we were, helping to support a much bigger population. But even here in Tehachapi, the amount of work that you guys put in is so impressive. And like you said, over 400 kids that benefit from, just one program.
Yeah.
And it spreads across the whole year. So you guys are doing a fantastic job. And are you guys looking towards next year and the things that you have going on already? Or are we just focusing in on holiday season?
We are very focused right now on the holidays.
Yeah.
But of course, always looking ahead to next year, how we can improve things, ways we could better serve our community. One thing I am looking into probably for next year, once we get through the holidays, is maybe having a little bit more of a choice pantry for people.
Okay.
So we try to meet the need as best we can. When people come in looking to get food and be like, hey, well, what do you need? What can I get you? Let me see if I can try to make that happen. So maybe next year we'll try to improve upon that a little bit as well. Try to just better serve people in different ways, because there's a lot of dignity of being able to choose for yourself the kinds of food that you want. So we want to be able to extend that dignity to people.
Absolutely. Can we talk a little bit about how the commodities drive or pick up, how would you word that, works? Is it weekly, monthly?
It's a monthly event that we do through CAPK. Again, it's a USDA commodities event. So the way we do it here, it's a drive-through pickup. So on the third Tuesday of each month, we have cars line up beginning on South Hay Street, and we actually have the Tehachapi Amateur Radio Association come out and do traffic control for us. So big shout out to them. That's another tangible way for people, if you want to volunteer, come volunteer in that event, get hooked up with the radio association. Could always use more people out there directing traffic flow. But yeah, families come in, line up, and we get a big load of food that comes in from the food bank in Bakersfield, and we unload it and we mark, okay, each family gets so much of this and so much of that. If you guys want to come down sometime and volunteer or get a visual for what goes on, it's a big operation, moves pretty quickly, but it's cool to see how, within the span of 2 or 3 hours, we could serve like 200 people, 200 families in that regard. So, and that's a once a month event. Anyone is welcome to come to partake in that. There's no requirements as far as that goes. So you can show up, and there's a simple form you sign for that. So very straightforward.
Yeah, it's a great resource. And like you had mentioned before, whether it's just for folks who just need a little help filling the gaps, or folks who are reliant on the commodities to, make ends meet. No questions asked, whatever you need, you guys are there to support it. So it's a really great service that you guys have. And I think it was last week, maybe the week before, CAPK came to our council meeting, and our council proclaimed September as Hunger Action Month. Is there anything new or out of the, norm that you guys are doing this month with Salvation Army, or can you talk a little bit more about the partnerships with CAPK that you guys do?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a very close partnership with CAPK. Kelly Lowry's doing a great job directing the operations up there. And really, we're focused on just trying to meet the need as best as we can. If somebody comes in for food, even if it's well past kind of the operating hours for that and it's getting close to the after school program, we'll always be like, sure, yes, we can get you food. Because it's hard. It's a hard thing to come in and to ask for that when you need it. But we want people to know, hey, we're a resource. We're here for the community, and there's no shame in coming in to ask for that. So, I've got numbers here for last year that kind of highlights just how much food we serve. I'm a numbers guy. I love to kind of dive into that, through just emergency food boxes, which we provide to anyone who needs it. It's a once every 3 months kind of a deal. So you can come in, you sign, fill out our application, and we'll get you a big box of food. Like, here's stuff from our pantry that you can stock your pantry with, frozen meat, all kinds of good stuff. We served 511 cases or families with that last year for a total of 1,681 individuals.
Wow.
So just through our food program, we're trying to meet the need with that. CAPK does a great job of checking in with us, like, hey, what do you guys need? How can we best support you? We're super thankful for that partnership with them, just to be able to continue to do what we need to do and to give the food that needs to get to the people who need it. So that's my goal. And I want to make sure that, I know it's difficult too for some people who are like, my work schedule, I can't quite make it there, or I've got, these weird kind of extenuating circumstances. Hey, reach out. I want to make sure that we can best meet your need too. So even if it means like, hey, we'll save it for you when you get in later, or if you need to come by after work when the kids are here, we'll kind of make some kind of arrangement. But we just want to be able to meet the need as best we can. So I just want to encourage people, just because this is what our hour says doesn't mean you have to stick to that. Just feel free to come by, especially if you need it.
That's great.
Yeah, that is great to know. We've talked about the after school program, which, as we said, is a fantastic resource for the community. You'd mentioned that you guys are looking to hire somebody to help with that program.
That is correct. We are looking for it's a part-time position. It's a youth programs aide. So they assist our youth center coordinator to just in the day-to-day operations of the after-school program. They help with serving snacks to the kids and running the program and coming up with activities and games for the kids to do. So really just being a kind of a right-hand man for our coordinator there to be able to make that program run well. So we're currently looking for applicants for that. If they're interested, you can go to the main Salvation Army website. There's a look for a careers option, enter Tehachapi zip code, and it'll pop right up. So we'll be looking to hire that here pretty soon. So if you want to get your application in, if you listen to the Tehachapi podcast, you can mention, hey, I listened to the podcast. And I heard you guys, that might get you some extra brownie points. But yeah, we're looking to hire for that. If you love junior high and high school age kids, if you've got a heart for them, it's not an easy group to work with. There's a lot of people who will do work with younger age kids, and that's kind of their experience base. But junior high and high school, it's a different crowd.
It is.
You got to have the right temperament for it. So if you love that age group, if you're able to be loving but firm, that's kind of what a lot of those kids need. I encourage you to apply, and looking forward to seeing the applicants that come in.
Awesome. Yeah, what a great opportunity to help support what you guys do. That'd be great. All right, Kyle, anything else? We've covered a lot of ground. As we said, you guys are going to be super busy here in the coming months. But anything that we haven't mentioned that you want folks to know?
I just want folks to know, too, that I'm just so grateful for all the support that we receive from the community, whether it's people volunteering or coming by with their donations or financial support. Everything is really just, it touches me because each person that contributes in their own way does really make our operations run great. We have a volunteer who once a month she'll make cupcakes for the kids in the after school program. And that's a great way to just, it's so simple, but it's a great way to just volunteer and show, hey, I can't do much, but this is what I can do.
That's sweet.
And I just want to encourage people too that if you feel like you've got something to give, if you're wanting to, mentor junior high or high school age students, if you're wanting to get involved, we really do need volunteers for that program. We serve a lot of kids, and there's a lot that happens within that program. So it's certainly helpful to have more eyes and ears out there helping the kids. And just if you've got a talent or a gift and you're like, what, I love working with that age group, I want to teach them guitar or art lessons, come talk to me because I want to talk to you about that and would love to get you plugged in and to just mentor to these kids in a very practical way. So if you've got a special gift or something, come see me because I want to be able to get you plugged in.
That's awesome. Another great opportunity to help support the community.
Yeah.
All right. So we have learned a ton today. If people want to find a good portion of this information, what's your guys' website or the best place to reach out and learn more?
Sure. We have our Facebook page, Tehachapi Service Center, on Facebook, the Salvation Army. You can look us up. Certainly you can call our office or drop by if you want to kind of get the more hands-on information. Our phone number is 661-823-9508. Feel free to dial my extension. Once you get in there, it'll give you the option to do that, to go directly to my phone. Yeah, if you want to stop by and talk, always happy to do that too. Love to be able to engage with people and figure out the best way to plug people in and use their gifts and their abilities. And otherwise just be on the lookout for our Facebook, or you can just drop by the office.
Awesome. Good stuff. Bailey, anything else?
I have to ask, are you doing Golden Hills?
I want to.
You want to?
I want to, yeah.
Yes.
We actually, I was holding off signing up because I was like, man, we don't have any candy yet. That's come
you
in.
need
That's
a lot
been a
of
big
candy.
thing. But candy's starting to roll in.
Oh, good.
So I think we're going to sign up for that. I'm going to talk to my youth center coordinator, and we're going to get over and communicate with Aaron at Golden Hills Service District because, we got to maintain our title. We won
You do? Yes,
we
that's
won
what
the
I was
costume
gonna say.
contest last year. So
You have to go back to back?
I know. It's a big thing to fill. So
Yes.
we got to look to see how we can retain our title with
Oh,
that.
yeah. That's awesome.
Well, cool. All right. Then we'll look forward to hopefully seeing you guys out there. But yeah, that Golden Hills event is a great another way to just provide an opportunity for kids to have a great time. Safe and free and fun for all. So we love it. All good stuff here. Kyle, thanks so much for coming in today.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course. And if you are listening and you have any questions or comments, you can email us and we'll get those to Kyle or to whoever needs to address them. But as always, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you back next time here on Tehachapi.
You've been listening to Tehachapi. If you have a question, a thought, or a suggestion, email media@tehachapicityhall.com. We'll catch you again soon, right here on Tehachapi.